Top of the morning to you. So, today, on this St. Patrick's Day, that's when I'm recording, by the way. Got my shirt on, don't pinch me. Um, Today, we're going to talk about hate, particularly hating to read. Hmm. Well, if you hate to read, I'm going to show you my go-to books that when we're in the library, I always say, okay, you like this, then you need to check out this. If you like to binge watch certain things, think about the show you like to binge watch on Netflix and you just can't stop. You're like, oh, one more episode, and you just can't stop. You say, okay, one more, and then I'm going to bed. But then you get that feeling you can get that same feeling with books. It's not that you hate to read, you haven't found what you like to read yet. So don't use that hate word. Here I go, people tell you hate's a strong word. So today I hope I can help those of you who hate to read. Now, I'm going to show you a few, and this may end up being a two-part series. So, number one, my number one go-to book, if you never read a book before in your life all the way through, would be Tears of a Tiger. I promise if you start to read this and you read at least the first 3 chapters, you won't be able to stop. I had a student who never read a book before in her entire life, and we gave her this one. She read the whole series by Sharon Draper. Everything that Sharon Draper ever wrote, she ended up reading it that school year. And if you email Sharon Draper and talk about her books to her, she will email you back. She just lives right over in Ohio. She used to be a school teacher, and she's retired now and writes books. So, Tears of a Tiger, it's about a boy who uh, a football player, and they win the championship game, and he goes out drinking afterwards, and he's drinking and driving. He kills his best friend. His best friend burns up in the car because he's pinned, and he can't save him, and he has to live with the guilt. Wait till you read it. It is unbelievable. Tears of a Tiger. That's my number one go-to book. Our second book is The Boy Who Dared. If you like Holocaust, the stories on the Holocaust or World War II, this would be a book for you. It's a boy that was in Hitler Youth and then discovered what the true um, meaning behind what Hitler was doing, what it was, and he decided to distribute anti uh, Nazi pamphlets and ended up being imprisoned in a work camp. This is based on a true story, and it's called The Boy Who Dared. I have one more um, book about the Holocaust that I want to share, and this is called Once, and it's written by Morris Gleitzman, and he was actually um, a Jewish man, young boy who was in the Holocaust, and he is telling history story. This is part of a 3-part series, Once, Then, and Now. So if you like Holocaust stories or reading about World War II, this book will be another one for you. Promise, easy read, really quick, you'll be hooked. Next, let's get scurry. Now, this book was made into a movie. It's called Down a Dark Hall. Now, you can tell how worn it is. Anything Lois Duncan, if you like scary, she's your girl. Moves very fast. Now, Down a Dark Hall is about a girl that has gotten in trouble and she is sent to a boarding school where people enter, but no girls ever come home. So, Down a Dark Hall, creepy, scary. Next, one of my favorite books that I even got my grown children to read is called Confessions of a Murder Suspect by James Patterson. Now, if you read anything James Patterson, his books just flow, and they are easy read, but I don't know how he captures his audience, but he can get even people that grown-ups that hate to read. So this is Confessions of a Murder Suspect. It's about a very wealthy family live in a penthouse, and the parents have been murdered in the penthouse, and they know that someone inside, no one came in, no one broke in, Someone from the inside did the murders, which includes all the children that are there and the housekeeper. So they're all kept to see who the murderer is. Next, this book is called Focused, and it is very close to my heart because it's about a girl who has ADHD and what it feels like to go through school with ADHD. Now, the author also has ADHD, and the reason why Miss Birch liked it is because guess what? I also diagnosed at 4 have ADHD. So, love this story. Um, I think that you'll really like it. Focused is the name of it. Next, this comes on the recommendation that she doesn't know she recommended. It was from Miss Lyons. She always recommends this and reads this to her students. This is called Skeleton Creek. The first book is Ryan's Journal. Um, if you like scary stories, this is a book for you. There's a whole series of them. They move really fast. They're not very long, and even kids that wouldn't check out books in my library before in the past, her students have read the entire series. So I recommend Skeleton Creek. Next, another Sharon Draper book. This one, very different. This one is called Out of My Mind, and it's about a girl who is trapped inside of her mind. And they think that she is not intelligent, that she is learning disabled because she cannot speak. Um, and it takes her like forever to even be able to say her ABCs out loud. But what they don't know is she can already read, and she's read books and books. They think she's looking at the pictures, but she's reading books. And it shows you what it feels like to be disabled, and she's literally trapped inside her mind, and no one knows that she's really intelligent. Great story, Out of My Mind. Next, on the recommendation of Miss Wright, this is the Unwanted series. I call this The Purge meets a fairy tale. Seen The Purge or heard about The Purge? So, yes, the Unwanteds. The Unwanteds are killed off every year. Your name is called and you're gone. This is about a set of twins, and one of them is name is called and one of them's not. Um, they find a way to escape, and it is your typical fantasy fairy tale along with The Purge. So there you go, The Unwanteds. Next, The Maze Runner. You can tell this book has been checked out a lot. It's very popular. Uh, it was made into a movie. The Maze Runner is the story of Thomas. Thomas finds himself one day, wakes up in an elevator, a steel elevator. He has no recollection of his past, and he wakes up surrounded by all these other boys, and they are taken to the place called the Glades, and they have to learn to get through this maze, and so they can try to escape. There is a captor that has got them all gathered there. It is a dystopian novel, that meaning that the New World Order, all of that stuff. So this tells Thomas's story and how he learns to get through the maze. Will they ever escape? So it's also a series, The Maze Runner. Lastly, another James Patterson book. This one on the recommendation of my nephew, who is an athlete, very smart, but not a big reader. And he liked this series so much that he even asked for the rest of it for Christmas. This is called Witch and Wizard. It's about a brother and a sister that are a witch and a wizard. Uh, Highly recommended by my nephew. It's one of those that you cannot put down. It's like binge watching Netflix. So if you like witch and wizard stuff, like Harry Potter or the witch trials, any of that, you will love Witch and Wizard. So check out any of these if you hate to read. I'll have lots more. If you need to, your teacher can send you down. If you're here in person on hybrid, your teacher can send you down And if you really hate to read, and we can have a conversation, and I will help you find a book. I still want to connect all of you to books. Um, Next year, it will be totally different. I'll be able to have conversations. We're all going to come back to school. Are y'all not excited? Okay, I hope you have a great day and pick up a book and try to read. Also, remember today is Wellness Wednesday, and please remember to practice your mindfulness and to do something for yourself today. Bye, guys. Have a great day.